You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes.
podcast.
Wow, 4 o'clock games. What'd you think about them before we just jump into them? 4 o'clock games.
Uh the
Is the
only
one
game I really recall watching 4 o'clock game was the Eagles Rams game.
well, the one thing I want to say is
But I
they were
do
a
notice,
whole lot more competitive than the 1 o'clock games.
yeah, but I wanted there was something else I was going to say about it. I can't remember. The only thing else I could think of that I was going to say was it was all visiting teams that won.
Well, we'll go ahead and get into that. Eagles Rams. Eagles win
Unfortunately,
23-14, making them 5-0.
for the first time in their franchise history that they've gone back-to-back years 5-0.
Yeah, so I mean, I want to say, does it look like the Eagles are going to be stopped anytime soon? But honestly, the Eagles are winning sloppy games.
When do they play 49ers?
Not until December 3rd. Next up, they got Jets, Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys. So I'm thinking the Dolphins might be the week that they can lose.
I was going to say either the Miami Dolphins or Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, because they've been winning sloppy games. I mean, you got 25-20 against the Patriots. I know 34-28 doesn't seem that bad against the Vikings, but the Vikings came back in the second half.
Yeah.
The only one that wasn't bad was the 25-11 against the Buccaneers, but then 34-31 in overtime against the Commanders, and then they just barely beat the Rams, which, the score doesn't show that, but if you watch it, they barely beat the Rams.
Yeah. They couldn't control Cooper, I felt.
Well, that's because it was Cooper Kupp's first game back. You don't really know what to expect. You're basically trying
True.
to get Puka Nacua the whole time.
True. I mean, they didn't. They like you said, they didn't have tape, so I can see that. But at the same time, I mean, they're also missing a lot of their defense. They're missing Vontae Maddox, the guy that should be playing nickel, was playing on the outside. I think it was a lot. He wasn't playing nickel,
Did they
so
also not have Fletcher Cox that game?
I'm pretty sure I can't remember.
I want to say I read something saying that Cox was out that game.
So I mean, defense wise, they were missing some players, and too bad Pat's not here to talk about it. Unfortunately, and like I said, Pat, I do wish you well. Can't wait to have you back on next week. We miss you here, but I mean, other than that, like you said, the Eagles are playing sloppy. Honestly, the NFC East is playing sloppy,
Yes.
and last year was a division that was like, holy crap, this is what it used to be.
I mean, if we think about it, it's still what this division's going to be. I mean, the NFC North is lackluster. You have one good team out of it. The NFC South, I mean, yeah, you got three teams that are competing right now, but at the end, who's going to say they're all three still competing? I don't know how the Falcons are still in this. But
Yeah,
then, you got the NFC West. Well, I guess you could say the Rams are kind of still competing, but it's the Seahawks and the Niners. So, I
yeah.
mean, if you would ask me to just drop my teams now, I'm saying it's Lions, Saints, Bucks, Cowboys, Eagles, Seahawks, Niners.
I agree with all those teams actually.
I mean, and I'll fluctuate if the Buccaneers, the Rams.
I don't know. I can see Falcons still doing something.
I don't think so.
I think the Falcons could honestly make it in.
I don't
I
know.
think it's going to. I
I
think
would
it's going
have
to
to
come down
look
to
at
the
their
Falcons and
schedule
Saints in
again.
that division.
I would have to look at their schedule again before I determine that they could make it in. I think that they're luckily getting away with victories right now.
I mean, yeah, but
Because I
so
mean,
is
they
the
got a
Eagles.
2-game win against the Texans, and week 1 they barely beat the Panthers, and so I don't know. I don't really think that the Falcons are going to be in. I mean, even if they are, they're going to be a first exit.
Yeah, definitely 100%.
But all right, let's
Did you?
jump into that game. AJ Brown, 6 catches, 127 yards. I think that they need to realize AJ Brown is still as good as he was last year. It wasn't a 1 year thing.
No, yeah. I I thought it was just going to be a 1 year thing, but no, no.
See, I knew AJ Brown was good, but I thought it was a 1 year thing because they wanted to feed AJ Brown to not make him upset. The reason he left the Titans was because he wasn't being fed enough. So I was like, well, they're gonna overfeed him to make him feel better. But they got Devonta Smith, who last year was a 2 year player. Now he's on his 3rd year. So, they don't want to forget about him. They also have Dallas Goedert and a big running group, but no, they're still feeding him.
No, and I mean Dallas Goedert had how many yards? He had over 100. What was it?
Yeah, and what,
164?
2 touchdowns?
I think it was 164 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
He had 117, 1 touchdown, 8 catches.
Oh, I don't know where I got the 164.
Don't know. But on the other side, Cooper Kupp, 8 catches, 118 yards in his first game back. Puka Nakua still 7 catches with 71 yards. So they're still feeding Puka while they're also feeding Cooper.
So I gotta take Cooper off my injured reserve and put him back in now.
Which you sent it in the group chat like 3 or 4 days ago, where somebody wanted Cooper from you and they were going to give you Debo. And
Yeah.
you don't know how Cooper's going to be yet. But I mean, Debo also looked pretty good. So
Would you still do it? I don't know. I'm like a little iffy.
the only reason I wouldn't do it is because with the Niners, they have Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
So, they're going to run a lot. So I feel like there's sometimes Debo gets like 100 yards. There's sometimes Debo gets like 40 yards because they got George Kittle.
Yeah.
They say he feeds Ayuk, he feeds Kittle, he feeds Samuel. They give it to McCaffrey a lot. So I'm thinking keeping Cooper's probably the smart thing.
All right.
But all right, another
Let's
4
get right
o'clock
into another
game.
game.
Yeah,
I was gonna say let's
Bengals
get right.
Cardinals.
Yeah, let's get right into that.
34-20. Jamar Chase says, throw me the ball. I'm always open.
Oh
So
yeah, he's
that's what
always
they did. 15 catches, 192 yards, and 3 tutties.
I mean, the one he was actually double covered in the back of the end zone. I think that was his first touchdown. It
No,
was
the first one he had people in front of him, but it was over him. But the third one, he was double covered. He just outran them.
on the back side of the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the third. I thought it was his first one. But yeah, it's like he always says I'm open, and he had 2 guys on and still called a touchdown. Like the
Yeah.
dude's.
Which, it was nice that I finally gave up on Joe Burrow in fantasy and said, I'm done. And then he puts up a 24-point game in fantasy.
That you want to know what's funny is I in my other one of my other fantasy leagues I messaged everybody and said, look, who wants Joe Burrow? And one guy was willing to trade me for him, but he never sent me a trade, and I'm glad he didn't. I was legit about to say, who wants him? I'm done.
Yeah, I was done with him. I picked up Stroud. I got Lawrence back, but I was gonna keep Burrow, but Stroud and Burrow have the same bye week. So I was like, well, I should just keep Lawrence anyways.
Right. But I mean, I don't have anything else on that game except for honestly, I thought the Cardinals would have done something since they beat the Cowboys, and
The only other
yeah,
thing from that, we'll jump on the Cardinal side of the thing. James Conner went down with an injury. There's still no
yep,
word on him or anything like that, which I was told by fantasy experts that Conner was the person to put in, gets 5 points and gets injured. I mean, you can't do anything about injuries. But then the other thing is Josh Dobbs, there was, I think, 3 quarterbacks going into this week who had not thrown an interception, and Josh Dobbs finally threw an interception.
yep.
Before we go on to it, can you name me the other 2?
CJ Stroud.
We had mentioned CJ Stroud earlier. There's one other
And
one.
can you give me conference?
NFC.
NFC. Why? Why is two names popping up in my head, and it's popping up saying Brock Purdy or Geno Smith, but I know it's not those. So no, I can't name the third.
Are you pretty sure that's not?
All right, let's go Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, that's why I said, are you pretty sure it's not?
Oh, I thought you said Pretty, like Pretty.
No,
Okay,
I said,
my
are you
bad.
pretty sure it's not?
Okay,
Yeah, it's Brock Purdy and CJ Stroud now.
okay. Who's going to be the first of the? Who's going to be the last one?
I think
I,
Purdy will make it.
I was going to say I have a feeling C.J. Stroud will get his rookie.
Yeah. But all right. Next
Get right
game,
into,
the Nathaniel Hackett Bowl. Jets
yeah,
win 31-21. 20.
yeah,
Yeah, 21 to the Broncos.
yep.
Broncos are now 1-4.
And
I'm thinking it might be time for us to take a seat.
but who's their backup again?
Jarrett Stidham.
That's right. That's
Look,
right.
he looked good at the end of the season when they benched Derek Carr in Las Vegas. I always get them mixed up. I'm used to Oakland.
The Oakland Raiders. I mean, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, so he looked good for him last year. I'd say just give him a try at this point. You're not gonna lose anything.
Do you think they should go at least try one more week with Russ, or do you think they should go ahead and bench him?
Go ahead and bench him because no matter what, you're actually no, give him one more week because no matter what, you're not beating the Chiefs.
Is that who they got? Yeah,
Thursday
they got
night.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus, I mean, Stidham would have to get ready in 2 nights. So
Yeah.
I'd play Russ. If you lose, you got a week and a half to train Stidham. And then they play the Packers. So
Okay. Yeah, I can get that.
I'd put Stidham out. I think it's time.
But what's his name? I saw the tweet, Sauce Gardner tweeted out, said Jets country, let's ride. I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty funny. But I mean,
Apparently there was a lot of bad blood going into this game because of the things Peyton said to Hackett or said about Hackett.
do you blame him?
No, I'm surprised the Jets didn't just destroy him even more.
Right?
That defense had it out for Russell Wilson too.
I mean, but Brees Hall, he was looking speedy as ever.
Yeah, it's nice to see that they're actually going to give him the ball. After he tweeted 4 football emojis on week 3 because he was mad that he got 4 carries.
I mean, do you blame him though?
I mean, when you got 3 running backs that are decent,
You got Brees Hall, you got Dalvin Cook, and what's the other one?
Michael Carter.
That's right.
But I mean, you also got a star-studded receiving core. You got Garrett Wilson, you got Alan Lazard, you got Mecole Hardman, you got Corey Davis retired.
Yeah.
Say, who else they got in that receiving core? Because I
But
know
Alan
they
Lazard
got
looked pretty decent last night or yesterday.
Yeah, Alan Lazard's looking good. The defense for the Jets are looking good. I mean, if the Jets can figure out how to get Zach Wilson to continually do good, I think that the Jets could probably turn this around and potentially make playoffs, which would then bring Aaron Rodgers back.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, Zach Wilson, 19 for 26, 199 yards. That's not terrible, but he couldn't get a touchdown. Like, I know last week you said, do you think that Zach Wilson's doing good now? And I said it would all depend on how he does in this one. I still think I need another week to determine.
I was gonna say I would need another week to really answer that, but
which I think they have the Eagles next.
I think
Yes, Eagles and then the Giants.
they might be able to get the Giants.
Don't do that to me.
I think
Saquon will be back by then, and he could do something for us.
I don't know with Jets defense. I mean,
I just know that we're not going to be able to throw.
Yeah,
because we could throw to Darren Waller. I think Waller will be able to do good for us.
I don't know.
But
I
I mean,
feel bad for you.
holding those players to let Daniel actually throw.
Let's just say, don't hold your breath.
I think if we can beat them, we have the momentum going in against the Raiders. But if we beat the Commanders the week before, we got that momentum train rolling. But I don't know. Commanders is always a tough one for us.
Oh yeah,
That one, it's always down to the wire in that game, which I'm hoping that's when Saquon is back.
right. But
Say
I
if
don't have anything
Saquon
else.
is not back by then I think we're going to be in a little bit of a pickle.
I'm not gonna put that curse on you.
But
But I don't have
all
anything else to
right.
say. Do you have anything else?
No, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the Kansas City Chiefs and the refs versus the Vikings.
27-20. Yeah. All I gotta say is I did do some research, and I want to say since 2018 or 2019, I can't remember. Chiefs are the highest team that's been penalized. But I'm sorry, I feel lately that the refs are helping them.
Yeah, this year they've been like blatantly showing that they are not going to call an offensive holding against them. Because I think this is the third week in a row that Jawan Taylor has hooked somebody under the shoulder pads and dragged them to the ground, and they have not called it.
Yep. And I'm sorry. I mean, what did we used to say? Come on, refs, do
Come on,
better.
refs, do better.
So I mean, it's refs. It really is anymore, and it's sad.
Yeah, which the next game we talk about, there's some more help from the refs going on. But
Oh yeah.
we'll just get into the controversial. So at the end of the game, basically the end of the game, Kirk Cousins throwing the ball, arm got tapped. They deemed it a deflection, so they picked up the defensive pass interference call because L'Jarius Sneed was not allowing Jordan Addison to cut across the field, which that was a catchable ball. People were trying to
Oh
say
yeah.
that was not a catchable. That was catchable. If Sneed wouldn't have held on to Addison, he would have caught that in the end zone.
Right.
And when he was upset over the call, he took his helmet off, which you are not allowed to do.
No. I
You are
mean,
not allowed taking your helmet off on the field, which we saw that in the
in
Ravens
the
game
I was gonna say in the
when
Steelers
TJ
game,
took his helmet off
yeah,
in excitement and he was penalized right away. Last year, DJ Moore caught that Hail Mary, stepped out of the end zone and took his helmet off and was still penalized. So
yep.
tell me why L'Jarius Sneed can look at a ref and take his helmet off, and the ref looks back at him and says, "Put your helmet on," and doesn't throw a flag on it.
I mean, I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Like
the drive before that, Jawan Taylor grabbing the guy and dragging him to the ground. Come on, refs, do
yeah,
better.
I mean, you gotta put some more emphasis. Do better. I mean, yeah, refs. It's getting bad. So I'm really definitely starting to say that the NFL is scripted just like WWE.
I I don't know if I would say it's scripted, but it's definitely leans towards more teams. Like, I don't think you can script how bad the Giants have been doing. I don't think you can
Oh no, they did.
script all of these injuries that are happening to the Ravens. I mean, it happens every year, so maybe you can.
I mean, pull out the turf and put it in regular grass.
Well, that's not the Ravens. They don't have
I know.
turf
I'm
field.
just saying that.
That's for the Giants. But I mean,
But
Justin Jefferson got hurt in that game too. You know, now my fantasy team's
they
taking a hit with all of the injuries.
they said there's no timetable for Justin Jefferson.
They
They
don't
did
even know
say.
what's happened yet.
I know Kevin O'Connell said that they have to protect Justin Jefferson from himself because Jefferson's going to try anything and everything to get back on that field.
Well, he tried to in the game.
That's what I'm saying. So he's going to try. They got to stop him. So they got to.
Yeah,
But
so I
that's
don't
all I
know.
got.
Oh, here we go. Monday, October 9th at 1:30, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell said Jefferson is still going through the elevation process on the right hamstring strain he suffered.
Okay.
So he's still going through it. There's no words on how he's doing, if it's big, if it's going to cost him. So who knows? And apparently Devon A-Chain went down with a knee injury in the game against the Giants, and that Coach Jonathan Gannon said Monday that James Conner could be in line to miss a little bit of time due to a knee injury.
I mean, not only that, but you got to think about Richardson from the Colts. He's out. He's going to be down.
Well, I was just looking more about the three people who are on my fantasy team that, give me a lot of points. So that's nice.
Whoa, lolly da. Oh, sorry.
Hey, man, I'm 5-0.
We were just talking about injuries. I thought we were just talking about injuries.
Nah. But all right. We talked about it. So
do we have to?
Can we just skip this game? We had to talk about the Giants game. We got to do it. 49ers 42. Dallas 10.
The record now is 20-19-1 with the 49ers having one victory over us. One more over us.
So we had talked about the refs helping the Chiefs. Can we talk about how Tony Pollard was slammed out of bounds? No penalty was called. Can we also talk about how the defender grabbed the ball and rolled out of bounds with not having any possession of the ball, and they still gave the ball to the Niners? I don't know, man. The way it's seeing, they're trying their damnedest to make it Chiefs-Niners this year.
I can see that. But do they give it to the 49ers to make it 6 Super Bowls?
I don't know. I think that they give it to the Chiefs to try and get back-to-back Super Bowls. You got to think, man. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
And Usher's the halftime.
Yeah, Usher's the halftime. But I mean,
I was gonna say maybe that's why, because they got Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, but they don't.
I don't know, dude. It's starting to look like these refs are trying to determine who's going to the Super Bowl.
Sad. But I mean, the Cowboys and the 49ers both had the number 1 and number 2 defense going into last night. But I'm gonna say live on air, Dallas, you need a better quarterback. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not throwing more than 10 interceptions this year. Buddy, you threw a third of those in one night.
Yeah, I mean.
Especially the first one. What was that?
I don't even know. I don't know.
I mean, I can excuse the one because he was hit and it was popped up in the air. But, the first one, you can't excuse that.
No,
Take the sack, try and go short, not just lob it up there and hope that it goes nowhere.
Yeah, it was bad. But, we said at the beginning of the episode, Brandon Cooks was supposed to be our number 2, and he's not.
Yeah.
Turpin's down with an injury now. There was a couple. I think there was another player that went down also.
Well, also, like we said last week, you guys need to figure out your tight end situation.
Yeah.
Ferguson and Hendershot are not it.
But I don't know who to go get.
I'm telling you, guys got to try and call out for a trade or something. Try and get Dawson Knox. I'll tell you what, call the Patriots. Try and get Hunter Henry or Gesicki. You guys got to do something for tight end.
Yeah, we definitely do. I don't know if Gesicki or Knox or Henry would be.
Henry would be way better for you guys. I can say that. I think Hunter Henry is a phenomenal tight end. It's just not looking like that because of who's throwing him the ball.
But we need a better quarterback. But who am I? I'm just Tank off of the Fresh Takes podcast.
He's a regular season quarterback. I mean, he gets you to where you need to go, but he can't finish it for you.
I know we put Cooper Rush in, and I don't know how that went because I kind of gave up after I think it was midway through the third quarter.
I actually ended up falling asleep like 2 minutes into the third. So
Yeah, I watched it about half the third quarter, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like I was legit. My wife was sitting beside me, and every time I would go to say something because I was trying not to wake her up, she ended up falling asleep. I would, she'd still wake up, and I was done. I was like, no, I'm done. She looked at me. She's, what do you mean you're done? I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to bed. I
that's
turned the TV off and went to bed.
I started like dozing off. I was like, I'll get a little bit of sleep. Maybe I'll wake up and they'll turn this around. Maybe Aubrey will get me some field goals. And
I I thought we had a shot. I thought we would make it a lot closer game
I
than
thought it would be a close game. I thought honestly it was going to be a big defense game. And I was thinking, 3-13, not 42-10.
honestly. I have a couple coworkers that are Cowboys fans, and the one called it 27-20 us. I was like, no, there's no way.
I say
And
I thought it
I
was
called
close,
it
but I
a
was not thinking Dallas was winning.
I called it a 24-20 game with 49ers winning.
Yeah, I would have said 13-3. The Niners
Oh,
won.
24-20, and I mean, if you want to call it, I call it the 49ers transpose, the 42, the 24. I mean, all you got to do is just flip flop the numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least the Giants got more points than us. I'll give you all that.
Yeah, and Commanders got more than us. But all right,
Uh,
ladies and gentlemen, almost done with week 5. We have the Packers and the Raiders tonight, which I'm calling Packers, but I think this is
I
gonna
can't
be
remember who I picked. I think I picked the Packers.
I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. As long as
Uh,
Josh Jacobs doesn't go off tonight, I'm fine.
I think I'm winning our division or our league this week.
I will if Jacobs doesn't put up like 35 points, which is possible with Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
Especially because the Packers gave up 36 last week to David Montgomery. So
we'll see. So
I'm hoping that it doesn't happen.
this will be your first loss if you lose, right?
I will be 4-1 then. But I mean, like with all these injuries that I'm having next week, it might be hard for me because the guy that I play next week, he's gonna be 4-1. So
Oh, you play Grady next week?
now I play Terry. I just beat Grady
Oh, that's right.
because Terry's gonna beat Grady. So Terry will be 4-1. So it'll be me 5-0 and you and Terry at 4-1. So
We'll see how far we can go.
which remind me, who's that one and you're 4-1?
Let's who went what 9-0 last year and made the championship and still lost.
Yeah, who'd you lose to?
Oh, that was me. But let me tell you. So wait a minute. Hold on. So what are you at now? 5-0, 4-0, 5-0.
4-0, about to
So
be 5.
you can go on this little win streak. I'll let you go on this little win streak because I'm putting my curse onto you, and I'm going to run it back, and I'm going to beat you this year.
Yeah, but you lost like half of your team last year. Your problem is you made dumb trades last year.
I did. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why when it came to the championship, I split the money with you because you made dumb trades to help me out, and I made it to the championship.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember that was when I was 0-5 and I had no quarterback, and you were like, "Dude, I'll give you Kyler Murray."
Yeah.
So
I was
Kyler
done.
Murray, I would have been screwed.
Oh yeah. So
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, like we said before, Pat's not here. So we're going to go over his power rankings that he put out on Thursday. And, since he's not here to give you any spoilers on who he thinks going to change, Tank and I are going to say just one spoiler that we think might change.
Cowboys. It's going down.
So let me see. I got to pull up his power rankings because I thought I put it in our group chat, but I did not. So I hate doing Facebook on the phone. All right, so power rankings. Pat had from 1 to 10, Niners, Bills, Eagles, Lions, Dolphins, Ravens, Cowboys, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Buccaneers.
I have a
If I
feeling
have to
Cowboys and Ravens
say,
are going down.
Bills are going down. I think, honestly, Lions should move to number 2. And I mean, I guess Seattle and Tampa didn't play a game, so I don't know how you can really judge on them. But yeah, I have a feeling that Detroit moves into 2, Eagles stay at 3, and that's what I'll give you. The 1, 2, and 3. I think Niners 1, Lions 2, Eagles 3. All
I'll
NFC.
yeah, I'll actually agree with you. There's no way. Honestly, I could see 49ers jumping to 2. Or no, 49ers
Say 49ers
1,
are at 1.
49ers 1, 2 is Lions, 3 is Eagles. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Say, I mean, since
And Cowboy,
the Eagles are 5-0, I could potentially see them going to 2, but again, their win was kind of sloppy, and the Lions put up 42. So
I'm going to call it now. He's going to put the Cowboys at 9.
I think he puts Cowboys at 10. I think they're 10, Ravens are 9. Because they score the same amount, but the Ravens held their opponent to only 17.
True.
So
Okay.
I don't know. And I want to say that he'll drop the Buccaneers because they were on a bye, so what do you do with that? But I don't know. I guess time will tell on Thursday at noon Eastern time. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Since Pat's not here, we're not going to have a game because it'd be unfair at the end of the year for the point system. So we're just going to wrap it up here. We did a little longer bit of an episode because we're not doing the game. So
I'll give the game next week will be me hosting. So that's all the clue I can give you.
but all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is almost week 5 in the books. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. I'm not going to take all of Tank's stuff, so I won't tell you to subscribe to all the other stuff. But if you guys did like it, next Sunday, Testing Tim's Knowledge, we're going to be doing another thing of me testing my co-host, but this time it is going to be football related. So
No, it's this upcoming Sunday.
That's what I meant. What did I say?
You said next Sunday.
Well, that's because the Sunday is coming up. It's the next Sunday. All right, take it out.
Don't forget to follow us on the good old X, aka Twitter. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast. Don't forget, if we get to the 100 subscribers on YouTube, one of the lucky fans will walk away with a prize. So please make sure you get that out there. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification that you get it immediately popped up on your social media, wherever you follow us at. And don't forget to share it out to all your friends so that you or them could win that grand prize. Other than that, don't forget this upcoming Friday, we have Tank's Thoughts, and I'm going to probably give you a small hint. It's going to be about hot dogs. Other than that, I can't really give you anything else about it. But then you have to just pay attention on Friday, and don't forget on Thursday. Sorry, Thursday you got the power rankings with Pat. You got mine on Friday with the Tank Thoughts, and on Sunday testing Tim's knowledge. Other than that, this is Tank signing off, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.
Goodbye, everybody.